Dragon Fist 3 is a game by Ben Olden, and as the name implies, it is not only the third installment, but also the average number of times you get Dragon Fisted each time you fight a boss in this game. I give this game 18 bronze Shaolin monks out of 7 samurai. You can choose from and fight a host of classic characters from martial arts films. There is a selection of fighting styles, special attacks and weapons which carries the quote, fighting styles mechanics. These and a host of accessories can be unlocked as you make your way through the single player games. Oh yeah, there's also gravity, which basically means how good you can jump, ranging from the height of a blade of grass to sky high wire food. You have your basic attacks which are influenced by the fighting style. There are your basic punch and kick actions, which can then be turned into advancing and rear attacks. You can also jump kick and jump punch, though not at the same time. Then you have weapon attacks, which are also directional, but no, you do not kick with your weapon in one sense. But in the other sense of the word, yes, you do kick with your weapon. Weapons can also be thrown or picked up. And in this glitch, I manifest another set of double broadswords out of the ground. You can jump straight to the final difficulty if you believe you can complete it, but I recommend you at least complete the first difficulty level since it unlocks the character creation feature, which is a huge help in tackling the increasing AI difficulty level, and as you feel like you are sent back to Grasshopper Belt when dealing with the bosses at later levels. I chose Wang Fei Hong as my first character because he's awesome. This game brings me back to old martial arts movies and to a previous era of the internet when flash games were all the rage. It is a sad fate for both since the quality of the former has dropped, being influenced more by CGI and special effects, rather than relying on the painstaking decades-long skill development necessary to create wonderful fight scenes, and it is a reminder that Flash is no longer supported, taking away many Flash games. For example, another old game, Mud and Blood 2, only has previous versions hosted on websites other than the ones I used to play, such as Congregate or Armor Games, which do, or at least used to, have the most updated versions. But those centers of Flash games no longer host them. And no, the Steam versions are not the same. A part of that is due to nostalgia, but mainly it's because of technical reasons. This makes me reminisce about an even older website that used to have these fun, simple games. No, not miniclips, but bonus.com. All those games are gone. Even the few games that I did manage to download are barely playable these days since they were meant to be played on older versions of web browsers. I wanted to revisit many of these old games, but they no longer exist or are difficult to find in good condition. I have always wondered how the internet would be shaped given that, depending on circumstance, anything that is shared on the internet is permanent, and that the existence of people and things can be completely erased from it too. What this tells me is that the internet is not some living entity as people like to treat it, but more akin to Theseus's ship in the form of a book. This ship can continue on as long as we choose to keep it afloat, and what we bring with us and choose to leave behind on this journey is also our decision. I couldn't even find this game in a playable form on Ben Olden's website, which used to have this game for a number of years, including many of his old Flash games too, which you cannot play on his website anymore. Will this game even still be available somewhere online a decade from now? Who will keep such an archive and continue tending this fire for years to come? That whole era came and gone, in a flash. For the few remaining great online games of this era that still do exist, there is still time to revisit them. Enough of this tangent, let's get back to Dragon Fist 3. And you may have noticed that in order to beat this game, I had to use my head and some other dangerously cheesy tactics as I progressed through the various levels. But that's just part of the experience of playing these types of games, or any game for that matter. As they say, one man's mold is another man's cheese.
Shaolin finger jab. 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 Shaolin.